Are we live? I think we're streaming to every place. Hello, all. It's Friday. It's the 23rd. It's pretty good. Um, whew, I'm a little, I'm a little misted, quite frankly. It's lovely. It's warm here. Let's put this down. Um, let's put this up, and let's begin running through some stuff. Yeah, copy. All right. I hope everyone had a good day. I'm super prepping. Paste this here. Man. Da. All right. I know. I'm sorry. Doing the thing we do every day so we can prep. Uh, what is going on here? We can prep tomorrow's drop. Sort of a oh boy, here we go. Sort of a promise, an institutional promise from us who need to be institutionalized to you. uh, so that is out there. Let's do that. Yesterday is up. Yesterday is up. That's not right. Tomorrow is up. The 37th day. All right, excuse me. Um, so good. We got that up. Now we just have to check everything. Mm, 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 Yeah, we are. Oh, wait, hold on. It says we're live, but that's this morning. Oh boy. Am I streaming every place? Oh, what just happened? Did I close that by accident? No, I didn't. Am I streaming every place? Okay, I am streaming every place. So this is a stream. Oh, we. Oh my goodness. Uh, yeah, we're checking everything. What's the volume? Yeah. Okay, so that's me whistling. Let's go over here. All right, so let's get it kicking. We've been oh come on, dude. We've been streaming for a few minutes. Copy. Ah. And this is the morning, I guess the morning, not the morning, but the daily ritual once a day. All right. And that's it. All right. So we've got everything streaming. We've got everything in its proper category. And we can update everything and go back to where we were, which is what we're doing right now. I'm sorry, that always takes a few minutes. And yeah. All right. So let's shrink this. Tomorrow shows up. 7 a.m. shows up. So that's a promise that I'm going to be here at 7 a.m. Um, promise to you. I hope that you show up. Uh, Today was quite the day. Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Oh no, it's not plugged in. Good Lord, I've got that song. I've had that song in my head for about 3 days now, and that is how a good song works. All right. All right. Ah, we're all ready. We can take a. Should I cut the light on? I should cut the light on. The light is ritual, isn't it? I guess it is nice outside. It was nicer yesterday. There was a steady breeze blowing from. I think we looked it up. The west or something. Oh, excuse me. I am a little tired. Like I said, we get up early and then we run all day. I got nothing I was supposed to get. Well, doctor wouldn't say that. I would say I got nothing I was supposed to get done. Um, okay. So the Olympics is going on. That's the thing. I used to be super psyched about it. I used to love to watch the opening games. Not so much. Yeah. It's all. It's all. None of it's what it once was, man. Ugh, oof-wee. Summer days, baby. Ah, all right. COVID is rising. How three counties reached the highest COVID vaccination rate in their states. Trump ally Tom Scott set to be released on $250 million bond. When are you ever going to get a $250 million bond that someone's going to pay and let you, man? And do me another favor. Stop quoting celebrities, but I mean, especially fucking sports players. Herschel Walker on the Olympic protest. If people don't like the rules, why are you there? What? See, this is what happens when you're comfortable and you could give less than a fuck about everybody else. Why are you there? The idea that you can't protest only serves the people who are throwing the game. They still want the games. They still want you to dance like a monkey for them to do it. But they want you to shut the, you don't want people complaining about how badly governments treat them. Then don't invite bad governments to these things. And I hate to say it, but Russia's a bad government. Iran's a bad government. Syria's a bad government. America's a bad government. Um, don't invite them. I mean, this is all about having their cake and eating their cake as well. And that's really what it is. Okay, well, that's news. Rent stabilization. Yeah, I gotta. I mean, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. All right, let's just. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, let's just charge this. I said it before and I said it again. This charger, man, could really. There it is. Could really use some work. I mean, maybe a little indentation in the back so you know that it can slide into a groove and charge your phone or something. I don't know. But to hover over it like you're trying to get the right UFO landing spot is ridiculous. Mm, mm, mm. All right. Well, down to my last soldier. I was gonna roll some. We've done that before in the pod when we sort of taken a break, but that was when the pod's like 3 hours long. yesterday's pod was 3 hours long. Yes, that's okay. Yes, but back when it was regularly 3 hours long, right? We keep mentioning this on the show all the time. We toned the show down from 5 hours to 3.5 to about a reasonable hour and a half to three is what we say we're going to be. That's the house we're going to be living in. Usually a 2 hour stream, but generally the house we're living in is going to be about an hour and a half to 2 hours. The 3.5 hours to 5 hours is going to be reserved for special things or, you know, the weekends or whatever. But, excuse me, working all day and then doing like a super duper pod is sort of not conducive to like sanity, quite frankly. Oh my goodness. I got watery eyes. Forgive me. We went through this about my eyes, right? Oh, it ain't necessarily so. Uh, I'm exhausted. I really am. I am tired. But it happens. I don't know how much guitaring we're gonna get done today. And we can't search YouTube, can we? Look at YouTube stuff. Um, we likely could. What's going on here? There's a lot going on Haps today. All right, so let's get to it. I don't really have. Oh my goodness, I feel like I need to stand up. I really am just. Wow, this might be yeah. This might be a really just kind of low key kind of affair. Uh, uh, oh, excuse me. It does happen, man. I'm sorry. Like I said, two a days, but sometimes if we've done this enough to know that. Oh my eyes, boy. We've done this enough to know that. Let's put on some nonsense time. What time is 13 is good. We've done this enough to know that sometimes we get out of the gate a little slow. We look at it like coming to work, sitting around talking to people, getting your coffee, stopping by the water cooler, saying, "Hey, what's up?" And then before you settle on it. Granted, there are no water coolers anymore, are there? Do people sit around and have water cooler talk? No, right? It's all immediate because everybody just tweets about it as soon as stuff is over. Ooh. So we're already having this wetness. My eyes watery, my ears clogging up. Been watching a lot of people talk about their come on. Their that should do it. Watching a lot of people talk about their how they don't like COVID, how they don't like COVID, how nobody likes COVID, but then they got COVID and they're still telling you their opinion about it, like don't get the shot or whatever. All right, people are fucking strange, man. People are strange. That's like saying, I mean, you survived it, right? I had family members who got it and got better, but they went to the doctor immediately. They said that was the key. Like once they felt a little wiggy, they went and got checked out. They didn't wait to get really bad and then go there and have to battle back. You know what I mean? Um, had older family members who just couldn't shake it. They were old, much older, and I think people probably didn't know what not know what it was, but how to stop it. You know what I mean, this happened last year, and we're a year and a half in. I don't know. I'm hesitant to talk about it because, quite frankly, you can't talk about it, right? You really can't talk about it without weird phrasing or whatever, and they'll just come and get you these not providers, these sites, YouTube, you know, they bring the hammer down. They bring the hammer down, uh, and harshly too. So I don't even know. I don't know what I can say about it. I know about this pod. Oh man, I can feel my nose clogging up. Like it's so weird. I don't have allergies. Um, so I don't even fucking want to talk about it. But I mean, we know when we're being mucked with, right? I mean, the people in charge should be in charge, and they don't seem to know what they're doing. Uh, hey, how you doing, man? Ionis. So, yeah, well, so we're gonna. Oh, right. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't say. Let's put it on screen because if I like it in one spot, it doesn't say that I liked it every place. Uh, welcome to the chat, man. So, whew, what are we doing here? We're learning guitar. That's what we're doing here. Twice a day, 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. Ooh, I'm so glad I wasn't late. I'm exhausted today. So, normally it takes us a while to kind of settle in when we're this tired. Uh, the last time I think we were this tired, I think it took me, I want to say 40 minutes to kind of settle in. And that happened by me getting on my phone and looking at the politics of the world and me going, right. And then I got my ire up and I was fine. And then we played guitar for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Oh, you know, uh, and we taught ourselves some things about the guitar for 2 hours. But sometimes, man, channeling your rage is a delicate balance, right? So we don't want to get amped up and angry to get this thing popping, but we're gonna. Well, I do not like my nose. It doesn't. It's not like my nose is running. It's just cloggy. So then you got to do all this head feng shui kind of snow and snuffling it. Oh, but it doesn't matter, man. You know why? Because it's Friday and it's beautiful and nothing's gonna kick our day. My man Biz, good to see you. Thanks for showing and showing some love to the chat. We appreciate it. Uh we like Biz. Um and it's your Friday, man. If your boss was an ass, excuse me, excuse me, not like want to wash my hand, but if your boss was difficult, right? I'm trying to stop cursing, but and I'm also trying not to offend people when it comes to chat who don't curse at all. But sometimes you curse, and that's just the fucking way it is, quite frankly. So you try and be polite, and but you don't try and be a zealot about it. So I'm trying to be polite, but not being a zealot about it. But it's your weekend, right? If your boss was knucklehead to you today, let it go. You're not at work anymore, right? Like we said in the show today, your job is there to make sure you keep the lights on, the food on the table. Your experience, is your social life, like your family, your friends, and it's the weekend where all that stuff takes place. So you had a bad day, wash your hands of it, let it go, right? Um, I mean, don't then relight it Monday. Just to how your work environment, right? You know, some people are difficult, some people are not. But don't let it eat you. Don't let it get at you. You got other things going on. And the things you have going on is, you know, man, it's summer, man. Get a barbecue going. Doesn't have to be for the whole neighborhood. I made up some. I don't have a barbecue grill, but I made like eight burgers. No, it was like four burgers and like a pack of hot dogs just for me. Had it in the fridge. I just polished off the last hamburger, I think 2 hours ago, which might have given me a slight food coma. This is the now I'm beginning my nose beginning to decongest. This is the thing, right? I've noticed. Well, how can I say this? Uh, I generally eat like a meal a day. Like I run all day. I have coffee in the morning. Then I take off. I don't like to buy fast food. I don't really. I was swifty about it before, but I would buy because it's convenient. It's fast. But now I just don't trust the people cooking. Right? Some people don't want to wear masks. Some people wear masks, have the nose out. So all this kind of stuff, I'm just kind of like, man, I'd rather cook it myself because you guys are just sort of half-assed in the principles. So a year and a half in, um, yeah, I think I do fast food when I'm out on the road about twice a month, once every 14 days, right? Somewhere around there. And that slowed down a lot. Now I do it like once a month if I do it. Um, it is what it is, man. I would love to trust everything and everything about all the things that mean soul, but man, I was not born yesterday. I'm really just exhausted with some of the behavior of people. And now I believe that if I got COVID, I don't mind getting it from a family member. That's people I love I haven't seen in a while. Uh, but the idea that, you know, I get it from your restaurant makes me freaking furious. Um, man, you walk in, you don't have to eat with your mask on, which makes sense. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of people don't even have the mask on, right? So what? They don't want to take the shot. They're here. There are slot machines, and people put in slot machines standing in restaurants. No, not restaurants, like fast food, like 7-Eleven. I'm like, I don't think people are trying to take this as serious as they should. Some people, and in doing so, the people in charge who don't really have any spine will let them get away with straight murder. And I don't need them to straight murder me with their bad logic. All right, I'm gonna honk this horn. Give me a second. Oh, well, that's not better. That's worse. Now I'm fully clogged, which it is what it is. But come on, it's summer. Why does it like the shift? Anyway, get the COVID shot or don't, right? I would recommend that you do it, but I don't think the government should make you. But the government has tolerated nonsense from people for 300 fucking years. You know, they whine like fucking children. So somebody should really just shut them down. At this point, they're a danger to a lot of people, and that's it. So what are you gonna do because they have an opinion of not wanting to get the shot? Can you No, but they're back doing all that shit anyway. People are going to lose their jobs if they don't get, tested. There's going to be lawsuits all over the place. These elderly, cowardly, ridiculously political judges will just rubber stamp every conviction like they always fucking do. Um, the society is bad. The society where I'm against my neighbor, and that's where the politicians want it, so they can, you know, stay in these seats with you can't trust these people and these people are socialists and these people are communists and these people hate the military and these shut up, just shut up. And all I see is that's why we're this way. The news, being from New York, right? The news in New York is very different from the news here in Virginia. Very different. And I don't mean like, oh, there was a subway robbery. That's obviously not going to happen here because there's no subways here. But the idea is the media. You can see the media games that people play. The news here is more Fox Newsy. The regular news, the NBC news, is more Fox Newsy than the NBC news in New York, right? And the Fox News in New York is just as ridiculous, but less so because it's the local news, New York City. But it's the same shit. You can't trust these people. You can't trust those people. The cops are always right. Women are always whores. Mexicans and immigrants and foreigners are always bad unless they're white. They come from Canada or Europe. Uh, it's like, yeah, well, okay, man, this is what you got for us. No wonder people are at each other's throat, and they want your head on a stick because you both not only did you demonize other groups, those groups have been told to hate people, and then you told them to hate politicians. So the politicians told them to hate other politicians, right? So yeah, the conservative politicians told them to hate AOC, for example, and the Democrats told you to hate who's the guy who got yelled at in the restaurant with his wife, right? So this is, I mean, you're giving people targets to hate, and now it's going to slide clean off the table, and you're going to have to pay a price for it. Uh, it is really just ridiculous how the nation is now. Um, that's just my opinion on it. Think about you all the time. Mm, 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 mm. Man, I cannot get that song out my head. The Google Dolls. Do we want to? Is this the one we were playing earlier? This is not the one we were playing earlier.
The School of Rock method is our revolutionary.
School of Rock was a movie. Now it's a giant way to get you to learn with like music. This is not the one I was playing yesterday. No, E minor, E minor, E minor. No, this is something different. But it looks good though. It's something different. Make a cheap guitar play like an expensive one. Okay. All right. This is not what we're looking for. Okay. Um, I was looking up Southern fried pork chops today. That might be the thing we're making tomorrow. But between me and the wallpaper, me, you, and the wallpaper, here you go. A D. Yep, this is what we're doing. All right. So we're gonna go back to this simple plucking. Do we want to check everything else before we even? Because it's gonna go south. We know it's gonna go south. Okay, that's what we just pulled up. We're gonna hold that, and it says we're still streaming. Oh my god. Um. All right. So for all of you who don't know the drama, let me explain it to you. We're, we're still streaming. All right. Let me explain it to you. Let's put that here. Mixolydian Blues. Let's hold you. All right. So, man. Oh, I forgot to buy more of these. These stupid little things. I like them, but doctors apparently don't. But come on, what I mean, it's more the problem. It's more plastic in the world. Hold on. I would rather just go brush my teeth, quite frankly. Oh, hold on. All right, give me 11. No wait, give me. We're gonna be back in about 20 seconds. All right. Always keep your eye on the ticking clock because we are very wary, not wary, respectful of time and time done. wall, come back down. I won't tell him your name. So that song is in my head. I think that might be the song that I give a run at. So, oh boy, I'm half asleep and I'm really, man. All right, why don't we do this? All right, 15 seconds for this venture, and not much longer. Oh boy. Whew. Maybe I should do some standing up. All right. So, do we want to stand up? I mean, when I get like this, what did I do the last time? I threw water in my face. Ah. I have ice water here though. I can just throw this on a rag and throw that on top of my head. Oh boy, I guess it is what it is, right? Um, so this is to you and your weekend. We're sort of a hippie bullshit show. I openly acknowledge that. We tell you things that everyone would just roll their eyes at, like you can pick up a guitar, right? You can be on a different arc in like a year and a half or whatever. A little due diligence of what you want to do, whether it's guitar, keyboard, or painting or drawing, right? Do it every day. You're going to get good at it. The worst you've ever been is the first day you start something. Excuse me. And that's what we believe. Um, and we believe that. But some days we are people. Sometimes we just kind of like, oh. I've been working on shaving my head and cleaning up this Billy Goat mess for like a week now. And oh my God, we still haven't done the schedule. And we have to do this. And we have to do the schedule. I guess we'll be doing the schedule tomorrow. Oh man, whoo-wee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Let me direct your attention to center stage. Who's center stage? You're at center stage. So we had an existential crisis this morning since we're going to talk about random stuff. Because we do that. Remember, we do politics. We politics, excuse me. We do guitar every day. Hour and a half in the morning, hour and a half minimum at night. Um, 20 minutes for minimum, right? 20 minutes or so. The or so means like an hour and a half to 5 hours if we want. Um, but yeah, an hour and a half basically every day, twice a day, 3 hours, right? That's 3 hours. Every day, twice a day, learning the guitar. It's day 36. We're not gonna get cocky about it until we hit like day 100. But you know, we're nicely chugging along, right? The little engine that could, that kind of thing comes into mind. But we're closer to 40 days than we're under 30 days, right? Um, and 30 days will be 90 days will be 90 days from now is August. Oh my God, we're gonna miss our August deadline. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. If we're readjusting stuff, should I readjust the deadline? Or am I just gonna fail that mark? Here's the thing on this show as well. We take our lumps, right? We acknowledge when we screwed up. And then we don't internalize those screw ups because we're gonna make mistakes with this guitar thing, the practices. So instead of going, oh man, play it fucking and put it back in the closet, we just go, I missed that. Okay, I don't like to fail because no one likes to fail. And then we'll readjust it and reattack it later. So I may have to shift that middle of August date to like middle of September. and acknowledge it as a missed date, versus just giving up or changing it and never getting back to it. Uh, but in our defense, we're still learning stuff, right? We found this song that we've been plucking away at for like the last week. That wasn't on the radar, on the schedule of when we get the schedule going. On the radar when we started this thing about how good we're supposed to be by the middle of August, and we were gonna learn to play a song, because man, those of you who've been with us from the start, this little beast is ridiculous. For some reason, me and this metronome, gotta clean the windshield with my nipple. Me and this metronome, ugh, don't get along. Ugh. Why is all this gunk on this metronome? Is this? Yeah, well, nothing's meant to last. Something to tell me this metronome will be dead in like 2 months. Sad but true. So me and the metronome, we got to work on our strumming. We got to work on our timing. I mean, look, man, me and the metronome, I could not stay on beat, no matter how I slowed it down. I'm sorry, guys. I have a mosquito bite right at my waistline, and it's just bothering me. This is what happens when you sleep au natural. I'm gonna let you draw yourself your own mental picture of that. All right, got it. There you go. Um, but if not, then you get bit by a mosquito, and it could have been worse because man, he could have been like 2 inches lower. Uh, I'm assuming it was a he. Mosquitoes are all female. The mosquitoes that bite you are always female. Do I have this right? You know, we do when we wonder if we have shit right, we check it. So let's hit the present button. Let's get over here. Think about you all the time. I don't mean to say, lonely where you are. Come back down. Are mosquitoes that bite female. Only female mosquitoes bite people and animals to get blood meal. Female mosquitoes need blood meal to produce eggs. Mosquitoes get infected with germs such as viruses and parasites when they bite infected people. Yes, remember this because people was wondering when AIDS first came out a quadrillion years ago. Hey, if a mosquito bites an AIDS-ridden person and then bites me, am I going to get AIDS? And of course, they were like, no, 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 no. And people were like, that's your surety? That's what you got for me? Um, oh, well, we didn't put it up, but yeah, here you go. Only female mosquitoes bite people and animals to get blood meal. Female mosquitoes need blood meal to produce eggs. Mosquitoes get infected with germs such as viruses and parasites. So, in conclusion, don't bite people. Essentially, that's what I'm telling you. That's my oh boy, that's my best advice for you. What is going on here? There you go. All right, we like to. Oh, good lord. I've explained this before. Like half of it feels like there's like water in my ear from swimming. So I'm trying to shake it out, even though there's no water in my ear from swimming. I'm doing this to kind of sort of. I don't. My ear canal feels like this. This is what my ear canal feels like. And when I shift my jaw, it feels like it gets wider, and whatever is in there can kind of like fall into the back of my throat. Your ear canal is shared with your um, esophagus, right? That's why you get air pressure when you're in a plane. And, oh boy, and I can see like the image freezing. I'm sitting here going, every time the image does that, I have to go check the other feeds, let's close these and check it just because no disrespect to, you know what, I hate to say it, but yeah, sort of disrespect. I shouldn't have to do this. I should have a little more faith in what's going on here, and I don't. Okay, that's fine. So this is what happens since everyone is like, dude, what are you talking about? Um, my nose is just being uncooperative. So a couple of days ago, let's say 3 days ago, the problem with that is one of these days I'm just going to be a boogie just hanging there. No one's going to tell me. It's going to be sitting there big as a marble after I do all this. And I'll be talking to you, trying to play, and you're just going to be like, it's going to be a meme. It's going to be on everybody. Yeah, I'm going to be unhappy. I'm going to have to run away and live in a castle at the very top. And anybody who wants to visit, I'm going to have to throw my hair down and have them climb up. It's going to be an ordeal. You know how much castles go for it? The rent is ridiculous. No rent moratorium on castles either. I mean, this is what we've always had a problem with. People who are just born to rule. We said this is bullshit. They said drawn and quarter. We said maybe this is not bullshit. So what are we doing here? We're learning to play. So let me tell you that story. Why I check the streams a lot now. So I was streaming for an hour and a half. This was, you know what? This was Wednesday. You know why? Because there's a backstory to the story, right? So the backstory is, we're gonna stand up. Stand up. We want to keep the clock in there just to keep good lord. Okay. Oh man, I moved that now. I want to sit down again. Oh my gosh. All right. So last Tuesday, last like Thursday, we said, okay, so this is also, let me put this here. This is also an arts and crafts pod. Those of you who've been around, we've got a lot of art stuff here. So we made these just to sort of get let's put this down here. Just to sort of get a handle on the fretboard and where everything was, right? So this is one of the first things we made. We didn't memorize it. Oh man, we didn't memorize it all, but we've got a good percentage of all this memorized down, right? And then we're like, okay, so somewhere in August, we're gonna shove all this stuff in our brain, and then we're gonna start learning songs in mid-August with the metronome. The metronome kicked my ass. Um, so we shifted. So we made another one, right, without the flats because we know what they are, and then we'll make another one, um, and we can cover over some of the flats on this one, right? But these were handy. These were good to do. We all sat down when we didn't play guitar, and we made these. We made these guitar chords, right? Just to hang on the wall, just to sort of keep our head in the game of what we're doing. That's so right. So that was that. All right. So long boy, I've got to tip this up a little higher. That Chiron I may have to get rid of. So long story longer, we won it. Long story longer. Uh, we were like, all right, so we need a schedule to practice with. I even wrote this down. That's the watchword of the month so far, I guess. Might be the watchword of the whole program. Is the program? Is it the show? We don't even know. But the watchword has been like, we're gonna do this with intention. We're gonna get this done. It's gonna be nice. I got my old yoga pants on, and they had an elastic band, and I guess they're like so old that the elastic in the band is not awesome. Uh, but I'm surprised I can still fit them. So I've only gained weight in my stomach, and not like I think I put an inch on my waist, but all of it is here. So uh, meaty backside kind of stuff. So anyway, so we were like, all right, we need a schedule. We have a schedule, right? We found a schedule a long time ago. We stuck it in this book that we came up with, our guitar book. Uh, this is a schedule which we rewrote here. How we're going to knock it out, right? We plotted out the schedule. We didn't have a lot to put on the schedule, so we're like, oh, maybe we need to look up some places where we put the stuff on the schedule. Okay, fine. That was last week, right? So we're like, all right, we're gonna have it by last week Wednesday. No, this week Wednesday was the problem. So we're gonna have it by Wednesday of this past Wednesday, which would have been today's the 23rd. Wednesday would have been the 21st. Mind you, all of this is like we're talking about all of this around like last week, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so like Tuesday, we're like, all right, we'll have it on the weekend. Didn't make the weekend. I was like, oh, all right. So we pushed it back. Fine, we're not dictators here. We'll have to let some stuff slide. We'll pick other stuff up. Oh, excuse me. Oh wait, hold on. I can unplug this. Why is this here? So we were like, all right, great, excellent. We'll just we will. Is that good? It's good enough. So what we'll do is we'll just do it this weekend. So the last weekend, this is taking a long ass time to tell you the story. Last week, this is what happens when I'm trying to relate it's not an interesting story, but I'm trying to relate a story while I'm trying to dig up the facts on it. And I'm thinking about other stuff, and I'm flighty as a freaking bird. I see stuff and I go, ooh, stick. Ooh. So I'm like, all right, so we missed it. We're like, all right, so we missed it. And we were also thinking about changing the strings on both guitars, which we did not do. We're like, all right, fine. But we were doing other stuff. And I was like, all right, we're going to have it Wednesday. We're going to have it by the weekend, I said. The weekend rolls along. Didn't do it. Came in, I apologized to you, say, okay, we're going to have it like Monday. Then I said to myself, you know what? I'm saying Monday, but it's not going to be Monday. I said to Saturday. So I said, let's give ourselves Tuesday. I said, if I don't do it Monday, I'll likely not do it Tuesday. Let's give ourselves Wednesday. I'll definitely do it Wednesday. Monday might not do it, but I haven't. If I say Monday, I won't do it. But I said I'm supposed to have it by Wednesday. I'm going to do it because I know me. And I was like, all right, because I don't like to fail on stream too often. Because remember, this is how we got those, right? So I said, all right, fine, let's do that. So Wednesday rolls around. Tuesday night rolls around, and I sort of got caught up in reading some excerpts from old screenplays that I wrote, and I was like, I should add screenwriting to this because I don't need to learn how to write a screenplay. I know how to write a screenplay, but it'll be on stream a half an hour, maybe whatever, and I can write the screenplay. I was like, you can't stream a screenplay writing because the ending of all these things have to be a secret, right? You can write a song on stream, but I don't think you can write a screenplay on stream. Like these things used to fit so tight, and now they don't. They're all sort of wonky belt. So I said, all right. But I wrote out I sketched out the plot line for the new arc of a story that I wanted to write forever. Didn't sit down and write it. And mind you, I say it all the time. This show is about discipline. All right. I'm learning music as a new discipline. I'm learning music. I'm learning it on guitar, but once I learn music, it doesn't matter, right? Got a couple of flutes back here, right? Got a drum sticks back here. I can buy horns. I'm learning music. Nobody's saying I'm going to be orchestrating giant anything. It's just one of the things I said. I love music. I would love to know what's going on with it, other than just listening to it. This is how this whole thing happens. So we're learning music. I'm learning guitar, but I'm also learning music. Uh, even as we also learn tablature and all this other stuff. So I said, all right, great. That was back then. So Tuesday comes around. Instead of doing it Tuesday night to have it prepared Wednesday, this is the longest winded story you have run across in a minute. So Tuesday rolls around. I get caught up in reading books and Terry Pratchett and how his Discworld universe, some books are here and how to read them in order and what, and I was like, oh man, his flow is excellent. Wrote out like my outline, which is like 5 books essentially. All the characters do 5 books. Who's related to who, what they do. The first book, I got a lot done. Like, not the first book, the last book of the chain that I want to work on. I got a lot of stuff done. Stories, protagonists, all this stuff. I was like, so I came back one day. I was like, hey, didn't do the thing, but I did this other thing. This is when the pro problem happened. Why I keep checking. See, we're wrapping this up. We're coming back to what we're doing. So I said, all right, to the chat that Thursday. I'm like, all right, guys, I know I'm supposed to have a this thing for you, and I don't. But it's an interesting story what happened. So I told them that I started writing this story just kind of out, and I didn't get the arts and crafts out because I could have done it on stream, mind you. I could have done all of this on stream, but I was like, you don't need to see me do everything on stream. Like, so I was going to do this and then record it and then show it on stream versus me doing it on stream. I mean, we did these, right? The second one we did, the first one we did, I think took 40 minutes or so. This one took 40 minutes. And then we recorded the second one last week, right? Us drawing it out, cutting out the things, writing on stuff with neat handwriting, making pit marks and all this, right? Putting the if you see in very small things, in the empty places, you can see the sharps and the flats, right? So we can learn this thing. Let's keep this one up. This took about 40 minutes. And we were shocked. We're like, 40 minutes? That took about 40 minutes. So I was telling everybody about, well, I didn't do the schedule that I wanted because it's supposed to be big. We're supposed to be able to see it from across the room. As I'm telling people this in the stream, this is where we get down to the meat of it. The screen goes blank for a second, comes back with a still image, and then it just starts going. I'm like, all right. So I go on. That's a half hour in. So as I'm explaining how I didn't do the schedule for our guitar thing, but I opened up this new avenue into creativity. And I was super psyched about it because I did all this work on it, even though it wasn't guitar work. It was, like I said, it was stuff that it was writing. It was like plotting out the story, the hero, and the protagonist, the protagonist and antagonist, the hero and the villain, what they're working towards, if they're working toward opposite goals and then they slam in the middle, or if they're working the same goal. I want to be the team captain, and the bad guy goes, no, I want to be team captain, and they're working both towards something, but they have opposing views, So whether you're marching toward it and you're enemies, or you're coming at it from opposite range, right? So I explained all this for an hour. I explained all this. No sound. Looked up stuff for how to write. A really good Pixar program that I found years ago that I go back to every 60 days, 90 days, so just because it's really well done. My man Ace World shows up in the chat and is like, we got no sound, man. What's up? You ain't. I'm like, so I check everything. I'm broadcasting every place, no sound. I was so angry. I was so fucking angry. So now I'm sketchy about the chat because that was one of the best. If you asked me how to write a story, and I was like in, let's say it's grade school shit. Like I'm like, tell us who President Abraham Lincoln was. And I come up there with my ill-fitting suit that my mom put on me, and I'm like, Abraham Lincoln was the sixth president of the United States. He was nice, right? So you'd be like, oh wow, that's a lot of facts, and he knocked it out. He obviously internalized it. He did. It didn't sound like he remembered it, like baroque, just like saying it over and over and over again. Sounds like he knew what he was talking about. That's where I was with that. Man, 90 like the stream was an hour and a half, and my sound went out at like the 27 to 30 minute mark, and the stream was an hour and a half. I was so angry. I was so angry. Meanwhile, here in the operations center, right, the volume meter for the volume is bouncing up, right. Um, I've got, tell me how many viewers are supposed to be viewing. No one said anything in chat, but like I was like, maybe the chat's gone, but like he came in and told me. So I couldn't figure it out. I had to end the chat. Came back 15 minutes later. There's a 15-minute apology essentially on Wednesday about what happened and why I was angry. And I was like, I just can't even fuck with it. Sorry guys. So then I got off. 10 minutes after that, I was like, I can't leave the chat pissy and angry. Like it's the chat's fault, right? I appreciate having you here. It's not your fault. I'm not mad at you. This streamer did me dirty. I need to go back in and at least be a fucking professional and an adult about this. So I come back in like 10 minutes later with the like, and I'm gonna thank Ace World. Ace World was like, "Come on, man, get back in there." Like I was like, man, maybe maybe you're right, and he was right. He was absolutely right. So I come back in for another hour where I'm like, we're not going to end the stream, but we're just going to do another 20 minutes or so. And I apologize to like the people who came back in the chat. And I was like, and it's not your fault. But at the end of the day, I was, while not blaming the chat, I was still stumbling around going, that's bullshit. So I came back, I tried to do what I could. So, and that show lasted an hour. In that show, we found finger picking, right? Because that Monday I was like, I cannot get a hang of this up down plectrum stuff, right? And I just on a whim, we tried on stream finger picking. I think it was like Wednesday morning. It might have been Tuesday. And I was like, oh, it might have been earlier than that. I gotta tell you, I hate to say it, but the days blur together. We do so much time on stream. We're gonna go back and look, and we're gonna be able to write. He first started finger picking on this day at this time. He first started in 1,000 days from now. They were like, oh, he first managed to get a hang of this thing and play this song in stream number, I don't know, 40 or 70 or whenever he played his first song. But the thing about that stream Wednesday, I played my first half of a song. It was the first time I actually made music. Right? I was like, oh, I get it. And I followed the scale, not the scale, the tablature, but it wasn't right. But I followed it and I made this noise out of that freaking guitar. And you can see me on stream like, I did it. I can't, but it's all sounded me going, all these, but that's the thing. It was a milestone moment that while caught on video is caught with no sound. And I was so angry. But I came back and I did an hour. So that day I did an hour and a half in the morning. I did an hour and a half at night. Then I came back and did an hour. And then I came back and did 15 minutes. And I came back and did an hour. And since then we've been working on finger picking versus plectrum picking. We're not on schedule, but we're still learning. We're still marching forward. I feel good about it. But that's why I'm always like, are we streaming? Are we streaming? It is what it is, man. So that was Wednesday, right? When I was mad, I was angry. So now it's Friday. Stop saying Stop saying Stop it. All right. So that was Friday. and we've been plucking without a schedule since. But excuse me, we're gonna get the schedule this weekend. The schedule gets done this weekend. Maybe it's on stream. I was gonna cook breakfast tomorrow and like hit the stream like at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. every day, every single day, 6 p.m. every day, every single day. Um, until we adjust the time. We've adjusted the time twice. Uh, but yeah, Wednesday really just made me. I was like, this restreamer is just bullshit. I just threw a tantrum. I mean, granted, you should be mad. You should get it out. You shouldn't internalize it. So one day it just pops in your brain. You have a stroke or some shit. You should let the people who you know love them, just like you should let the people who you well, you don't need to let the people who you hate know you hate them. But let's rephrase that. You should let the things that you like, let the things that you are displeased with, uh, know you're displeased with them, right? Don't swallow it, and then go about your business. Uh, and that's what happened. When I came back, I was like, oh, all right, well, that happens. My journey, like I had a tech. What did I say? It was a tech issue. It wasn't a people issue. So I mean, tech issues happen. They are a way of life. So stop crying about it. We're here for 1,000 days to learn guitar, easily a year and a half. Those people, when I say we're going to be here for a year and a half, and I say 1,000 days, people don't get that. All right, so uh, we're going to do this for 1,000 days. I'd like to do it here, but we're definitely going to be on Haps and YouTube. I'm using a restreamer now. We're definitely going to have to. We're definitely going to be on Twitch and YouTube. I'm using a restreamer now. The restreamer has given me nothing but problem this whole week. Columnating Wednesdays kind of thing. Um, Now, like, okay, so what I'll do is I'll start saving them. I'll start saving them. Saving them. I'll start. Yes, saving them to my hard drive, so I have a copy of it. And then someone pointed out to me, you're streaming to two other places. You don't really need a copy of it. And I'm like, that's a good point. That's a good point. So I'm not gonna save them, but when I slide up in here and like, cause sometimes, I mean, I tried to get in here at like 10 to 7 a.m. one day, and the streamer wouldn't let me in. The restream wouldn't let me in. So I finally got in at like 7. That was the latest I've been, 7:10. And I was furious, right? I had to shut down everything, close the apps, and I was furious. And so now I feel like my restreamer is a lover I cannot trust. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna connect this to my Twitter account and blast out when I'm streaming and where I'm streaming. And I think I might actually buy an actual restreaming service because I like this service, but at the same time, it's beta, but it's a shaky beta. It's a super shaky beta, super duper shaky beta. Um, but man, Wednesday, I told everybody how to write a screenplay. I went into it for an hour. I went into it for 40 minutes. I was so smug and proud of myself. I picked up the guitar. I played both guitars. It was one of the best streams I had, and there was no sound. I was so livid. It was so organic and beautiful the way it flowed. Because I wrote screenplays before. Not sold any, obviously, but like sit down and you write it. And they're not an easy feat. You've got several characters you have to juggle. They're once in the am I even restream before I even restart talking about this? Am I even streaming to other places? Oh, oh my God. Yeah, okay. So I'm streaming other places. Um, so I mean, hey Giga, good to see you. Thanks for stepping up, coming up to the chat. So yeah, I could do that whole speech over. It'll be slightly different, but it'll still be good and profound. Should we do it over? Should we try and do it over? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we're a creative group, right? I'm tracking the guitar. This is about discipline, getting your discipline up. I actually learned to write a screenplay. I took courses on it. I read a ton of books on it. I'll tell you 3 books that you can read to write good screenplays right now. Uh, 42 Ways to Finance Your Feature Film. Feature film making from abroad. All right. So these 2 books. Get this off of this. This is Computer Shenanigans. Oh man, whoo-wee. Everything is covered in dust on your bookshelf, just like in the movies. All right, so not this one. This is I bought this in New York City just in case. This thing is full of great stuff. It really. Ooh. Book Court. I used to frequent that bookshop. It was owned by a nice family. It is what it is. Everybody cashes out to giant conglomerates for cash. They're part of the community until you offer them like $10 million. And it's like, fuck this community. I'm living on an island. So, and this is what you always get. And this is what people always know, that people will sell people out for money 80 to 90% of the time. I would say 95% of the time. So, yeah. This book, Sid Fields, How to Write a Screenplay, and this book, Story by Robert McKee, is really all you really need. But the other 2 books, I would say, they're not up here. Yeah, I got a ton of how to write screenplay books, how to write graphic novels, how to write comic books, how to write poems and limericks and short stories, and how to write fucking plays. Yeah, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. And I was like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna knock this music thing out because it's always been in my head. Like I said, I own 2 I don't play a lick of music. I own 2 guitars, right? I got drumsticks here. I used to bang on stuff. I've got at least 3 flutes. At least 3 flutes. I have a trumpet around here, someplace. And when I started this, like I want to say 3 weeks in, I was like, Guitar Center was having a sale. I was like, I've always wanted a mandolin. I was like, oh, it's small. I can carry it around with me, right? It's about music, learning music. So I was like, no, just learn one thing. We were knocking out that fretboard, man. We really were. We drew it up. I mean, look at that. Come on, man. Come on. A little arts and crafts about music guitar, right? So, how to stay alive in the woods, a complete guide to food, shelter, and self-preservation anywhere. Yeah, so it is what it is, baby. So I did that whole thing Wednesday, and I talked about, oh well, this is how you. I mean, you want people to have not agency. You want people to have reasons for why they do things, and want people to be motivated by inner desire to get to. So I just went through all this. It was no sound. I was so hot. We should stop talking about it because I'm getting hot. So you want to run through how to write a screenplay? Take a short side segment. Is anybody in the chat? I hope somebody in the chat. Let's take a short side segment on how to write a story. It can be a screenplay. I find screenplays the easiest way to write because it's a way. I read a lot of books about how to write a novel. I was like, I can't write a novel. There's too many words. 10,000 words not even for a short story. I think 25,000 words for a short story. I actually have a. People are losing their mind. All right, so here we go. Do I even have this here? That is not the one. This is the one, right? So we take this. Pages by word count. 250 words is half a page. 300 words is 2/3 of a page, right? So anyway, 500 words is a page. 1,000 words is 2 pages. 5,000 words is 10 pages. 10,000 words is 20 pages. So yeah, so give up forever to touch you. I know that you feel. That's like the fourth time we did that. 13, 13, 13, 13, 26, 40. Yes, 52. Okay. So, okay, we've been streaming for an hour. Um, and like I said, this show's about music, but we give you other things that we think you might be interested in. And like I said, I've written some screenplays before, a graphic. Come on, man. Charge the stupid phone, dude. Perfect. Really. So, oh, what are we up to anyway? Okay, we're just gonna act like that's charged. Um, so first, let's find it. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna run you through one more time to see if we can make a fun Wednesday with the properness. Everything feels like the movies. I just want you to know. And there goes the image. See, this is what we're talking about. Outrageous, just outrageous. So we're gonna go through this one more time. Watch, and there won't be any sound. Yeah. Where is it? 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 Yeah, I like to watch this guy. He's got a painting. He paints with a. Where is this? Oh, it went back to Wednesday, so it might take me. Like I said, I eat up a lot of YouTube content. It's going to take me a chance to get back to Wednesday. All right, so we're going to go through this one more time with this image. Ooh, man. 100 sit ups, 100 push ups, 100 jumping jacks. That's Tuesday. And I forgot his name, came through the chat and gave me like 13 songs that I could learn to practice. 13 songs. Right? Now he didn't give me 13 songs, but we sat here and I was like, I wonder if I where the hell is this thing? And like we came up with some songs I like this song, I like that song, I like the Google Dolls. We came up with like 3 Google Doll songs. Uh all of which I like. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Because everybody was telling me to learn Little Wayne. Good Lord, where is? I mean, I know what it is. I have it saved. I'm just wondering why I must do 30 videos a day on YouTube daily. So when you look for something, it's sort of hard to find it. But they're all the same thing. There's music, there's fitness, there's um not jokes, but like that's okay. That's a Tuesday, so this should be Wednesday. History: Abraham Lincoln being assassinated. Yeah, it's all kind of weird. Checkmate Lincolnites, which is just genius. Man, when this whole thing went out, I was so livid. I was so livid. That's Wednesday. This is Thursday. Oh, good Lord. Where is it? All right, hold on. I'm going to find this. How to write a screenplay. Just have sharp eyes because it's in here. It's obviously in your history. And I probably skated over it. I'm like, yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Some of these people's YouTube videos are really well done. And it gives you hope that you can make movies and videos and stuff without Hollywood, right? And that's what a lot of this is. You can make anything if like it's discipline. 'Cause look, this channel, I don't mind telling you, is gonna move into uh writing and editing content for people because like I say, I like writing screenplays and stuff. Uh and this discipline is gonna do that for me. This is Tuesday. Look up 80 Van Halen. Good lord, he was just straight murdered it. Maybe this wasn't Tuesday. Maybe this was no, it was Wednesday because we are supposed to have it Tuesday night and we didn't. And Wednesday is up there with the. And we also watched a lot of. We make comments about the billionaires going to Mars Monday. It is all running into a fantastic blur. Where is this thing? Where that's not it. Yeah, we played. Was it maybe it was Tuesday that all this happened? Um, and we also watched some clips from here. No, because we looked up this. We're gonna show you what happened to Little Wayne is everywhere. Where is it? Biz Markie, right? Dude's a genius. All right, come on, come on, come on. Where is this thing? No, now I'm just curious as to where it is. Bernie Sanders cooked up steak recipes, looked up barbecue sauce recipes. Yeah, it was a thing. Really? I don't know where this is. Creep, right? July 12th. 10 days ago. It did not happen 10 days ago. Library. What in the world? Okay, this is my history. So where is it? Your videos watch later 20 minutes or more. All right, you know what? Where is it? We're going to go over here. We're going to look up. Is this silence? Yes. All right. We're here. This is amazing. Why can't I find it? Why can't I find it? All right. All right. All right. No, we're not panicking because I like it. And I could have sworn I had it locked, but it should be in my history. No, 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 no. That's not it. What is this? That's not it. Hold on, let me drop this. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't sharing any of this information with you. All right. Why is this here? All right. Yeah. All right. Here it is. You know what? Why don't we move this up? Because this is sort of important. Let's put that there. Um. All right. I didn't play this whole thing. It's 8 minutes long. It's fucking genius. It's helped me a ton. We're gonna shoot through this really quick.
And the funny thing about that is hard because you're climbing up a rock face and you don't know where you're going and you don't know where the top is. You can't see what's below you. But actually, the hardest part, Michael Barney, screenwriter of Toy Story.
So this guy wrote Toy Story, right? This is he's telling you how to organize a story, and it starts about here.
Working on Toy Story 3, we had a hard time getting the story set up in the right way. And I think this is a common problem with screenwriting. A lot of times when a film doesn't work, it seems like the problem is with the ending, but in fact, the seeds of failure have been planted at the beginning.
That's super important. Like by the time you set up your story, your ending should be running almost on remote, right? I mean, if your story is about a boy who loses his puppy and goes to get him back, in the beginning of the story, you have to set up stuff about how he loses the puppy. You know, it's a terrain matters. I mean, it's a kid who loses puppy. It's not going to be too dramatic. We're just using that as a story, right? But by the time you get to the end, if all of a sudden mom shows up and gives him a puppy, you're like, wait, where did she come from? Right? It's you gotta have seas of lifeboats have to be set like in the story so they don't come out of nowhere.
So on Toy Story 3, after several months of sort of climbing around and going in circles, I finally decided to go back and look at Toy Story and Finding Nemo and The Incredibles and figure out, well, how did they set up their characters and their worlds and their stories?
Okay, how do you set up your character? Because the character is set up to achieve or fail, right? And it's not a cakewalk. Nobody likes the guy who had the cakewalk life, right? You got to go through some hardship, some nonsense, and that's what this is.
So this is something I learned at Pixar: how to write a good beginning. Usually, a script is about 100 pages long.
Script is about 100 pages long. 200 pages for dramas, 150 pages for comedies and action movies, right? 120 pages for dramas, 90 pages for action movies. So this 100-page thing is a neat little thing because I thought it was 90 pages. It's an hour and a half plus 10 minutes, right? That's 90 minutes. They're talking about 100 minutes, which is an hour and a half plus. I'm sorry, an hour and a half plus 10 minutes is what they're talking about. I'm talking about a clean hour and a half, which should be 30 minutes in the front, an hour in the middle. Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta take this. Don't go anywhere. I tried to click on hello, and it didn't go. So I'm gonna send him. All right, I feel bad that I missed that call. That's an old friend of like 30 years. I really wanted to grab that call because I was so shocked. Then I looked and he called me like 5 times. I didn't even know it. Oh boy. So yeah, this is how shooting live is. I gotta get back to him. Yeah. So like 100 pages. So 21 pages in the front. Hello. Oh wow. I want to say I'm sorry about that, but I had to take that call. That call is super super important. Um, I'm gonna have to do some shit. Um, I love that dude. He's got he's got he's you know you are not guaranteed tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I love that dude. Yeah, and you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And all manner of wild things shift us. Um, we've been streaming for an hour and a half, so we're gonna try and finish this up. Um, dude, man, family's important. Take care of your health, right? I mean, here I'm talking. Look, this thing fell, rolled off the table. Could have said the whole other. Here I'm talking, and I'm smoking, but I stopped smoking tobacco 25 years ago. But at the same time, I'm not a young man anymore, and I'm losing friends to all sorts of stuff, cancer, right? It's so. I want to learn to play the guitar. I want to write little movies. I feel like a failure that I never got married and had a family, right? All these things kind of plague with me. But then, I mean, you meet these people in your life who are important to you and you love them and they're cool as fuck. And then you go through life with them, not with them, but as part of your male tribe that you like and you check on over the decades to know where they are and see. And then, you know, all the things that you hear happening to other people as a young man, that you think won't ever happen to you, won't ever happen to your friends, begin to pick them off one by one. I'm losing a lot of friends from like diabetes and high blood pressure and bad diets, but also the cancer. Just wild randomness of it all. All right, let's try and get through this.
It is long.
Right.
Yeah.
So hold
The
up.
first act is about
All right. So 21 pages, 21 pages. Stop it. Um, yeah, I want to do something with these the last half of my life. I want to fucking do some shit with. No one's saying everybody will love it, but you know, it gives me something to focus on other than just the fucking malaise of shit, right? And I don't want to perpetually be at odds with somebody, whether it's for politics or social conventions or whatever. I believe what I believe, and I think I'm a, a growing person, right? Ebb and flow, and I think about these things. But even me only thinking about these things will make you crazy. So you have to fill your mind with other stuff. But even as you do that, life will make moves on you. I'm here complaining about like the extra weight I have, and I know some people are like, man, whatever, extra weight, that's not a lot. But all these things, you let this go, you let that go, you let this go, and it all builds up into like this fuckery, man. And you can't be stressed about all the things because then that leaves stress, and then you'll have a heart. So you have to have a way out. Art, music, singing, dancing, and not passively. Like you have to engage in your fun seriously. You have to take your fun seriously. I mean, hobby aren't just stuff to do in the right. Hobbies are doing things that make you feel good, right? I mean, that guy, man, I would met in our early 20s. And now his days are short. Family and all of it. Yeah, all right. So yeah, let's refocus.
Long.
So
3 acts.
3 acts. 60 in the middle, like 2 hours would be 60 in the middle, uh half 30 pages in the front, 30 pages in the back. That's 2 hours. 90 minutes, I was doing 20 minutes. I'm sorry, I was doing 10 minutes, 70 in the middle, and 10 in the front and 10 in the back. 10 to set the story up, introduce the players, the characters, their wants and needs, their what motivates them, introduce the problems, the conflicts that they have, and then right around this page, the story takes off. So all this stuff. Boy born on Tatooine, he doesn't know his dad. He wants to get out there into the space, and he doesn't want to be a moisture farmer. Uh, then the story takes off somewhere around here, where this one is, where some innocuous thing happens, like, oh, they're droids. I know old Ben Kenobi. He said, no, don't leave him alone, right? That tells you his father knows something. He does it anyway, and he sort of gets swept up to here, right, where he joins like the rebellion. That's the first step of him knowing that something big is going on. Then all this happens, and at the end of it, down here, he's a pilot. All this stuff happens, right? He's a pilot. He got there, and then he's got to blow up the Death Star. So that arc starts here, right? And it's a Death Star. He's getting his friends. Han Solo leaves, and he comes back, right? It's all this kind of like maybe Han Solo probably will left up in here, because that's also a herring. He's leaving, then he comes back to save you. If he would have just been like, yeah, I don't want no part of that, and I'm never coming back, and you didn't see him again, that would have made sense too. If he would have showed up in the first part and didn't show up again to the last, you'd be like, "What the fuck was he?" So yeah, it's how you write your story.
The first act is about 25 pages long. The second act is about 50 pages, and the third act is the last 25.
So 25, 50, 25 is what he's got you
Start
doing.
your first act by setting up your hero in his or her world. And by page 25,
right? So you set up your hero in the world that they exist in. So there was nothing special. I mean, it was special to us. Oh wow, he lives in space and he lives on a farm. He's got robots in it. But for him, for the character, that's all normal shit, right? So he's he's on his farm with his iPhone, essentially his R2D2 unit, right? His iPhone and his parents and blue milk, and he's like, this fucking sucks. And then his story takes off where he exists, right? Your story right now, I don't know where you live. You can live in a yurt rather, or a giant mansion. I might be impressed by all the stuff you have, but that's your everyday life. Your story takes place not with me going, oh, look at all the stuff you got. It takes with you maybe going, I'm going to go, not going to order, I'm going to go pick up this food myself. And then you get caught in a robbing and burglary, you made a spy before you're whisked off to Rome or whatever. And totally, but it starts in your everyday existence. Your everyday, if you're a homeless person, that's your everyday existence. If you're a billionaire that's your everyday existence. Maybe you're a billionaire who loves life and they pull you from it, right? Maybe you're a billionaire who hates life and then you get pulled from it. And then so all these things.
Give your hero a goal and set them off on the journey that they'll take in the second act. So let's begin at the beginning. Page 1, introducing your main character.
So this is
usually what you do when you're introducing your main character is you show them doing the thing they love most.
Right. So you show them doing their normal spice of let it run. Their normal slice of life stuff. So the billionaire who lives in a giant house, or the homeless guy, they're going to be doing what they always do. Homeless guy may be looking for food on the street. The billionaire guy may be, looting, pension funds, or maybe he's just inherited it all and just sitting on his ass, right? He's doing what he normally does before something happens that turns his life upside down.
But then your character needs one more thing. She needs a flaw.
Now, see, I never knew this, but your character can't be perfect. There has to be something wrong with him. Flaw could be drinking. Flaw could be he does anything for the ladies, right? And that gets him in trouble by like maybe they think he helped him murder his wife, right? Whatever this flaw is, it has to be used against them, or it has to be something that you go, man, don't worry about that. No, I must go get it. You know, like he's obsessed with it, uh, and that leads him
Key here is that your
down.
character's flaw actually comes out of her grand passion. It's a good thing that's just been taken too far. So in Woody's case, she takes pride in being Andy's favorite toy. Heal up. With the Incredibles, Mr. Incredible is a little bit like Woody in that he takes pride in his place of being Mr. Number One, and he doesn't want to share that with anyone.
Who are you supposed to be?
Like you see it when he bumps into Buddy,
I am your number one fan.
and you see it again when he bumps into Elastigirl on the roof.
We could share.
I would.
So you establish your character, you establish the world they live in, you establish the grand passion that they're defined by, and you establish a hidden flaw that comes out of this grand passion. And
Bam. When I learned that, that was all I needed. That was all I needed. That was all I needed. I was like, oh, and then I just ran with it. So I did this Wednesday. I went through this whole thing. I didn't show the whole thing, like I said, but man, let me shrink this down so just in case you guys can get a good look at the name of this. Beginning, setting a story in motion. We'll just copy this. We'll throw this in here. We'll throw this in here, and you can go check it out. It's on YouTube and it's awesome. Okay, I guess I have to go and throw that in my YouTube channel too, and my Twitch channel because this won't be every place. All right, how about I do this? I'll just stick this up here and share it on screen. Yeah, so that's in the beginning, setting a story in motion. It's 8 minutes and 15 seconds long. It's super good, super duper good. We've been streaming for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I want to take it to the 2-hour mark and get off stream because I gotta call him back. Look, seriously, you don't have a lot of days. You know, as a young man, I thought these days would never end. I'm beginning to worry about them now. I guess that's normal. Young people shouldn't worry about these things. But at the end of the day, you don't want to treat your body so badly that when you get to be my age, your body is in full rebellion against you. And I said this morning, I was like, am I a smoker? I quit smoking 25 years ago. Yeah, it's not tobacco. But on these streams, I do a lot of it. And over the year, the course of this thing, I said I was going to quit drinking. I'm drinking again. I think that lasted a week, right? It's just running at. She's not playing around. It's running at some of this stuff, right? So what you have is people smoking and drinking and running them up. And then all of a sudden they're 40 and 50. And some of those things catch up to you. So not to everybody. Some people can do all that stuff forever, like those rock stars. But that's not all rock stars. There's plenty of dead rock stars, right? What's important? Is it to live forever? I don't think that's important. I think quality of life is important. But quality of life is, you have to take, knock on wood. I did a lot of exercising my whole life, running and jumping and jogging and bike riding and skate. I used to longboard up until I want to say 5 years. Well, I lived here for 5 years. Let's say 8 years ago. Yeah, like 5 years ago. I lived here for 5 years, and I bust my ass and almost killed myself on a Brooklyn street in front of a bus. That woke me up. Didn't see the pothole. Actually, I saw the pothole. I didn't react to it fast enough. I had groceries in my hand. I took a fucking spill. Woo! And that was it. I was like, yeah. And now my longboards are here. My nephew wanted. I'm like, I'm not selling you a longboard. You'll kill yourself. He's like, man. And then he went out and hurt himself after he bought his own skateboard. These things take learning. I love them. I love them. Yeah, so I'm going to learn this guitar late in life. I'm going to hope I'm gonna hope I haven't done so much damage to my system that I can't recover. I think I'm gonna have to give up this. I mean, the thing about this is easy because it's not addictive like tobacco, right? This is addictive. Oh boy, Pietro, I love you, man. All right, we're gonna do this for another 13 minutes or so, and that puts us around the 2 hour mark, and then we're gonna begin to wrap this up. Cause man, look, what's most important to you? I don't know, but I will hope that it's your health and your family and your friends, right? I would hope that, but I know that while these are important things to all of us, a lot of us don't act on them because I like I said, it's the people you treat the worst always seem to be your family, right? People don't treat their family with any sort of it's like you can't get rid of me so I can treat you any way I want. And it's totally the opposite in my head. Like my family is fucking a pain in my ass a lot of the time, and I love them to death. But I'm this guy, right? And my family's like everybody else. So so but I mean, in an era of COVID, what's more important to you? Family and friends or balling out of control like TV keeps trying to tell everybody? I'm gonna top off this class. I'll be right back. And I'm not gonna cry, man. So don't even say I am. I mean, my God. If someone told you you had half a year to live, what would you do? A year to live, what would you do? Other than liquidate your life. It's amazing. It's like news like weird news like this shit brings you at least me, because I'm sort of this ephemeral weirdo. Um, sometimes I'm straight balling out of control with the homies, and sometimes I'm sitting up here looking at flowers and watching sunsets and every day. All right, what are we doing? We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna smoke. I'm not even gonna worry about Toro tomorrow. We didn't pick up any guitaring. Let's finish talking about. Remember, this is about discipline. Your discipline can be music. It can be music. It can be writing, screenplays. A beautiful fucking what? Look, screenplay writing is such tight storytelling. I don't see why more people don't do it. Um,
You want to establish storm clouds on the horizon, which is your character walking down the road of life. It's a nice, bright, sunny day.
storm clouds on the horizon.
Some dark storm clouds.
The storm clouds on the horizon cue you into what's going on down the line, right? So the storm clouds on the horizon is really ingeniously done with the Star Wars movie by the ship who shows up in the beginning. It's a beautiful space scene, and then like a big ship goes flying through, then a giant, enormous ship that takes like 20 seconds to kind of like get through the screen, lets you know, oh wow, that's spaceship is awesome. Then the second one comes, oh my god, right? That sets you up. What is this conflict about? Like, and then you're drawn in that way because there's an idea in screenwriting and storytelling, and I think it's genius, right? It's you buy the premise, you buy the bit. So if I say, hey, I have a story for you about an alien who comes down and marries a girl and opens up a bakery, you'd be like, what? I'm not even. No. But he gets. I don't want to hear anymore. But let me tell you. Then he gets a puppy. To stop. It's out. Right. But if I tell you that story and you're like, "Ooh, really?" Right? Then what happens? Then you bought the premise, right? So that's what music. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. In the '80s, romantic comedies were the thing, and I saw all of them. Right. I bought the premise, so I didn't mind seeing the movies. There are other premises I don't buy, so I don't watch them. Like all these cop crime propaganda shit, I don't watch any of that. Um, and it's always this, it's the premise is always there's a murder. You can watch that on your evening news, right? I like a story. So the premise with Mordor is we're gonna get these two uh creatures who are just so pure and lovely to walk into Mordor because they won't actually be kind of like be able to be found by Sauron, but we're gonna give them like a some muscle just to make sure that they can get there, and all the muscle has their own issues, right? Do you buy the premise? If you told me your story, and I'm a film, not film, I'm a film executive. I'm like, we're looking for stories for my company, Lighter Pictures, right? And I'm like, all right, you walk in with three other people, and the first guy goes, I have a story about a duck. His name is Howard. No, right? They made that movie in the 80s because the comic book was super popular, but no one who wasn't comic book people back then bought it. Oddly enough, they're gonna make another Howard the Duck now. I'm down that everybody knows comic book lore. And that's another thing. Do you buy the premise of the Avengers? So wait, you're telling me you're writing a story about a god, Thor, some random dude, billionaire with a metal suit, right? Uh a 90-year-old man, oh, I'm sorry, not year old, young man who was frozen in ice, a regular old woman who's Russian with guns. They're your team? That doesn't make any sense. Well, who are they fighting? A superpower intergalactic alien being? Why doesn't he rip her head off? No, we're not giving you $100 billion for this. It's not $100 for this. This sounds ridiculous, right? But if you're a comic book person, you go, I want to make the Avengers. It's about a god and a billionaire and a spy and a scientist who turns into Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. No, this sounds stupid. But someone in that room will go, he did make that thing about the shrinking man, and that was popular. And he made the thing about the Ant-Man. What else? What else? You got Winter Soldier. Well, the people go, all right, I'll give you a shot on it because you seem to be in the zeitgeist of what's weird and interesting. You know who was in the zeitgeist for a while? Josh Whedon, the Buffy the Vampire guy. Women loved him. Now women hate him. Explain it to me. Yeah. Do you buy the premise? No, I'm not watching that. Okay. But here's the thing. Someone will buy your premise. Maybe if you want, you buy the premise, you buy the bit. Right. It's a thing about, I think stand-up comedians said it first, but it's true for films too. The idea of Underworld is a war between vampires and freaking werewolves. Right? Okay. It's an old age-old story. You can't make a million Frankenstein, but you can turn people into vampires or turn people into werewolves, which means you have a giant army of each side, right? It's a good premise, really good premise. What do I want to do with the rest of my days? I want to do art. I want to sell you art. I want to sell you stories and screenplays and fun and cool shit. I might want to sell you music. But what I don't want to sell you is war or hatred or anger or alcohol or marijuana or any of this shit that lets you sort of cover over what is bothering you. Maybe you should know how to write a screenplay, a story, a rap, or fucking whatever to go. I mean, look, Eminem could be running around this place beating women with a bat, shooting up shit, and then be on TV. Look, in another timeline, he likely is. Marshall Mathers killed his mother and ran away and beat up his wife, and now the police are looking for him. In another timeline, but he got into rap music. So in this timeline, he'll tell you how that woman makes him crazy, and the mother of his daughter makes him crazy, right? And you'll bob your head and nod to it, and you'll feel it because it's covered more in art than anger. And you'll be like, yeah, man, I had that girlfriend. Oh, boy, could have tossed that bitch out a window, right? And there's probably, I wonder how women internalize it. I'm sure a lot of women like them, but maybe they don't internalize their gender and go, yeah, man, I could have punched that dude in the face if I was strong enough, right? Because surely women are angry at men, right? Right? For bad relationships or whatever. But what women says it like that? The women nowadays are just selling you their sexy sexiness, their lovely lady humps. We need a schedule. I also looked up a fitness schedule with push-ups. We need an all-encompassing life schedule. When to write, when to draw, when to game, go out to have parties, go out to have fun. Pick up your boys who may not be here for very much longer. We need friends. They've stopped putting and like everybody should have a mate, a mated pair. Where's your spouse? Where's my spouse? How fucked up society is that I, the coolest motherfucker you are ever gonna meet, never got married. Why not? Honestly, you want a bit of honesty right now? At the hour and 54-minute mark? I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I think I'm the dude who'll do the thing, and it's easy to just be unhappy with people, right? So no matter what you do, somebody can just decide to be unhappy with you and leave you. And I find that problematic in this modern world. My parents got married. They're doing 70 years now. Uh, and there was no idea of, yeah, I'll just find somebody else. What? I want kids by this guy and that guy and this guy and this other guy. And we're a blended, fuck your blended family. Because it sounds like some guy has to do what you want him to do versus, what not what you want him to do sounds wrong. The premise here is it's always a slanted deal, and it always is like if you don't do something here that I want done, whoever the I want is, we can crash this thing out. And I think that's too easy. And I also think it's heavily crashed out in favor of women, which I think is sort of, you need to make it right because then it becomes easily a con game on some people. Um, I mean, you want people to work their shit out, not just be happy to like trash it and everything. 60% of marriages end in divorce. Go fuck yourself. Then you're just dating. You're not being married. You're dating. That's dating stats. You date. The whole point of dating is to find the last person, right? The last person matters. Yeah, I think all these people have sang this song of marriage is not important, people are not important, relationships are not important. Get that money, girlfriend. Get that money, homeboy. Get them stocks and bonds, my good man. And it all comes down to cash. And the people who control that are always the lawyers and the judges. I think they've undercut the whole system. The whole system. Can't trust the media and what they say. Can't trust love. These are your closest relationships. Oh my God. I have to figure this out. I got to call my man Panic and tell him because he wants to speak to Panic. I love Panic. My man Panic. I've known him for 30 years. We were all part of the same cluster of young men running through New York at the same time, Brooklyn. Like I told you guys, the skate story. We used to skate, get together at like 10 a.m., skate down from Park Slope, skate down 7th Avenue. I lived on 10th Street or right off the park. So right off the park, skate down 7th Avenue, take it to Flatbush, skate down Flatbush, pick up those guys, either skate down Atlantic and come over to the Brooklyn Bridge or skate all the way down 7th to 5th to 4th down to not 4th Avenue, down Cobble Hill, down into Bourne, take Smith Street, down through Smith Street, take Smith Street, Atlantic Avenue, over to the Brooklyn Bridge, over the Brooklyn Bridge, those stupid slats, as we're trying to skate uphill, in our spandex, those pants that I'm wearing right now, the spandex, then skate up into Manhattan over the bridge, up through Chinatown, and up Chinatown in Little Italy, right? Skate up into Central Park, skate there all day, all fucking day, drinking and smoking and skating all day. By about 5 o'clock, when it began to get dark, especially on a Sunday, we did this. There was no traffic in New York City on a Sunday, and from Central Park down to the Battery is downhill. You would be able to skate. We were rollerbladers. You'd be able to skate on your rollerblade downhill, just braking. And if you hit it right, you could time the lights. It was beautiful. We timed the lights. We come back over the Brooklyn Bridge. There was this place, Lemongrass Grill. We stopped there. We'd eat. I forgot what I always ordered. But yeah, it was an awesome experience. Young in the city. And now here we all are, dispersed like seeds in the wind, man. Some of us not much more for this world. Others of us are mothers now and doing motherly things. Others of us are bachelors and doing bachelory things. I guess it sort of hits me in my own mortality. Because between me, you, and the wallpaper, I did not think I would still be alive today, quite frankly. Like, I've always been killed like 5 times in my life. But the last one that freaked me the fuck out was 9/11. And like I said, I got a whole lung of dust and shit and like intestinal issues, not colon trouble, but intestinal issues on this side right here. This is a lot of why I'm like, I want to play guitar. I want to do something interesting. Maybe I should write little short stories or whatever. But, I'm alone here, right? I don't have a wife and children, so I can be this goofy. Other people can't. My man who's passing away, who's got issues, let's say, he's got children. He's got little, small children. All right. I'm gonna call some people. We've been streaming for 2 hours. I'm gonna call some people. I gotta put him in connection with several people, but I don't want to be alone tonight. I think I'm gonna be back on in like a half an hour, talking bullshit on a Friday. Yeah, write your screenplay. Do it now. What's her name? The one woman who wrote Harry Potter. She wrote that shit in coffee shops and at her house when she had time to disappear from the babies. That's discipline, right? And once you do the first, well, here's the thing. Like, that's why I said 20 minutes or more, because if you begin to prep, shit automatically takes over. So if you had a family and kid, you're like, I'm gonna do this 10 minutes a day, just give me 10 minutes. And some people don't know how to, I'm not saying control their family, but deal with their family. If I'm your husband and I tell you to give me fucking 20 minutes, woman, you're giving me 20 minutes. It's not gonna be, now you need, no, I'm not arguing with you about whether I get 20 minutes. Get the fuck out of here. you're giving me 20 minutes. That's the standard. You set that standard early on, and when you go, baby, I need 20 minutes. Your woman will likely go, all right, I'm gonna get back in half an hour. Get on your fucking game, because I'm coming back in a half an hour, right? And then you'll write your 20 minutes. You go, oh, I had to go 20 good. I wrote 3 pages or 5 pages, and eventually your 20-minute segment will be like she'll be like, oh my God, he's got like 50 pages out there, and you'll go, give me 20 minutes, and she'll end up going, take as long as you need, and the same and vice versa on this sex gender thing, right? So your husband comes in, you're like, no, not right. I need this. And you got to be able to go, man, whatever she's writing is bullshit, but she's dedicated to it. So, man, I love her. So let it ride. In a lot of my relationships, I told my ex this. Everything was always came down to some gender fight. I'm like, everything is not a gender fight. Nobody's trying to take their shoes off and shove you in the kitchen. Well, I mean, you're finding fights where there are no fights. And I think I find that this is one way a lot of women break up with people. Just break up with me. Don't fucking start finding shit so you can be pissed. Just go, I don't know what's wrong, but this isn't working out. I'd be like, peace, I'm out. There's not 7 billion. There's 3.5 billion women on this place, and there's true love. Yeah, 1 in 7 billion. But I find it super rare that any of us find it. I think that in every million people, you, me, can get along with easily, madly in love with 25,000 of them and be married forever. You know what I'm saying? But the idea is everybody is just theatrical, and that's the problem. And when you're faced with real problems like health problems and cosmic answers that you want answered that you are not going to get, it is what it is. I mean, I love my man. I do. We share some good memories. This whole thing is a blow to me. It's not an unexpected blow to me though, but it's still a blow to me. We've been streaming for 2 hours. Let's this was posted October 31st, 2014 on Halloween. This is one of the best things on the internet. Really? Only 33,000 views. That's outrageous. I liked it a long time ago. Edmund Dantes. This is so brilliant. Thank you so much for this. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is super fucking brilliant. Wow, this is so helpful. Yeah. This is super genius. This one thing should have 100 million views, and it doesn't.
In the case of Toy Story, it's Andy's birthday party.
Oh, yes, one minor note here. Andy's birthday party is moved to today.
Next, we have, and all the toys are fretting about being replaced, and Woody has to say,
No one's getting replaced. This is Andy we're talking about.
with Nemo, you said the fact that there's an indoors inside the anemone, there's outdoors, the rest of the ocean, which is
Right. So yeah, we don't need to go much further, but you know what the story is. You can find it. Yep, there you go. Let's close this. Let's talk about our guitar practice. You wanna? It's 3 minutes. Let's do it. This is what I'm doing. Guitar practice. This is what I was supposed to schedule.
Time that you're going to be practicing.
We don't need to set an exact amount of time because we're here for a long 2 hours. So each of these intervals, we can get all of them in, and we are going to get all of them in. And since we stream for like 3 hours a day at night and 2 hours in the morning, we're gonna own this shit. We're absolutely gonna fucking straight own this shit. This is the schedule, but this is any schedule. I never had a writing schedule, but I've read other people's writing schedules. One guy who I follow gets up at like 5 a.m. and writes before his family gets up, which isn't bad because I get up early anyway. And I stay up late anyway. I'm a fucking freak. My man keeps telling me those people who do that die early. I'm like, stop telling me that. And I've been, since he told me that about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I've been trying to like sleep more, but it doesn't work. I'm just not sleepy, and I can't lay in bed. And when I like to run, I'll be up for 20 hours and get 4 hours of sleep, 18 hours and get like 6 hours of sleep, you know? And every now and then you crash. So this is what I tell you. Everybody's not the same. Not everybody needs 8 hours of sleep. Not everybody needs my ex needed 12 hours of fucking sleep. It was a problem. I loved her, but man, like she'd go to bed at like 10, then I'd wake up at like 7 on a Saturday, and I had to sneak around until 10. 12 hours of sleep. If she went to bed at 7 at night, I would have to sneak around at night until like I got tired at like 1 or 2 or 3, and then go to sleep. And then I would likely wake up before she did at 7. It is what it is, man. We're different. Respect the differences. Some people don't. Some people really do not. So
Each day, and I do mean
each
For
day.
the purposes of this video, I'm going to choose 1 hour of practice per day, but you can change it to whatever you want. We're going to structure this hour in 15-minute blocks per day. If I've learned one thing about guitar playing that you want to improve,
So this is all the things that we're gonna have on our
I'm
schedule.
going to put down 8 different categories that I think everybody.
I
should
found
work
this
on.
twice from 2 different people. And so yeah, we're gonna do it. We're not gonna reinvent the wheel here. We're gonna knock this shit out as always, as per. The exercise we're gonna do, the scales we're gonna do, the course we're definitely gonna do. Sight reading is essentially reading music. We're gonna do that. Theory, we've been fucking with theory. We're gonna do that. Songwriting, we don't know what that is, but that sounds fun. So we're definitely gonna do that. I mean, it's songwriting. Improv is like that riffing stuff that I think we're like 2 years away from. And ear training is that a C note, or is that a, so these two, the 2 on the bottom, will likely be the ones that we do more ignoring because we're not prepped for it. But these other 6, we're going to be in 4 of these a day, and so we'll do, like, let's say we'll do the top 3 in this one. The next day we'll do the bottom 2, and then these 2, right? And then the next day we'll do the ones that we didn't get. So we're gonna have a healthy rotation of what we're doing.
I'm going to set a reminder here that whatever categories we end up practicing in our 1 hour session, we're going to do so for 15 minutes apiece. Now, our goal is to never skip a category more than 2 days in a row.
2 days in a
This
row.
will do a couple different things. The first thing it'll do is allow.
So apparently I said 1 day, but he said 2 days. So we're gonna go with what he says. 2 days. We're gonna come up with a big
to actually practice
sheet
what
of
we want
this.
to practice.
And now to look at how
Also
simple he
force
did
me
this,
to keep up skills that maybe
I
you
should
would
really have.
normally ignore. So if on day 1 I practice exercises, scales, sight reading, to hit that one, in this case, songwriting, on the 3rd where I haven't hit in the past 2 days.
All right. So these are the ones that he practiced.
In the past
Ugh.
2 days, ear training, scales, and chords. There's 1 category I haven't hit in the past 2 days. So I'm going to make sure to hit that one, in this case, songwriting, on the 3rd day of practice. And then I
See what he's doing? So this is the ones he did today.
can just continue that path, making sure not to miss any category for more than 2 days.
So he did. Hold on. Let's do this again. Look. So he did these 4. So he did 4, and he missed. Hold on. Whoa. Right, those 4. And then the next day he'll do another 4. Oh boy, I'm sorry. My head is sort of not in the game.
2 days at a time. For example, exercises can be things like alternate picking, sweep picking, legato, hybrid picking, etc.
So this is what I have to do. I have some sections that I have to write down what's under them. Then I have to look up what alt picking sweep, and then find exercises. So I have to find 5 exercises for this. Well, 4. I don't know what exercise, etc. is, but 4 exercises to put under exercises. So when we do exercises, we'll have more than one option to choose from.
Scales could be any scale you want to learn, like harmonic,
right? Scales.
minor, whole tone.
Don't know what that is.
minor,
Don't know what that is.
all of their
Don't know what that
positions.
is. Right? So we have to find out practices for this. My boy told me that there are songs that you can play that are designed to aid your practice, right? So there's songs to practice for beginners. And etude, he said etudes, I think they are. I've never heard of that before. Yeah, we're going to find some of those. So I'm thinking that maybe we need to be more, look, listen, we need to be more structured. We need to do this with intention. It's getting dark in here. We need to do this with intention, and we're going to. But it's Friday. It's 8:10. I want you to go and make friends, man.
Being able to recall these scales in any key at any point. Your training could be things like learning
What did he say?
guitar scale, full tone, melodic minor, and all of their positions, being able to recall these scales in any key at any point. Your training
Wow.
could be things like learning guitar solos without any tabs in
Yeah.
music, or identifying intervals without actually looking at the notes you're playing.
Learning solos without tabs. So that's like listening to somebody play something and being able to play by ear. That's balling. Not now, mind you, but give it a year. Come on, man. We're gonna be
Here could
dusting.
be things
If we're here, we're gonna be dusting.
like 4-part arpeggios, triad inversions, closed and spread voice.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what dude. I don't know what that is. God, man. The things that I think are important, no one thinks are important. And the things that everybody thinks are important, everybody, I've got like a fair amount of healthy disdain for. I really do. And I think look, man, I'm a sloppy fat fuck now. It's because I've given up my personal philosophy, and I've gotten. It's not aging. Aging did not do this to me. A lot of drinking, a lot of sitting around and watching TV did this to me, and that was never the person I was. So I would rather die on a treadmill than on a sofa, right? I would rather risk being embarrassed by talking to you in a public place, bar, walk into your group of friends. Hey, how you guys doing? Because I have you know a good history of winning people over. Like I'd rather do that than just lament not being invited to the party. And yeah, with the snooze, I just think I should redouble my efforts to not give up on love and romance and all this stuff, even though everyone else has. Not give up on the dreams I want, like this guitar thing I'm chasing, and not give up on writing screenplays, which I just started. Like, why would I do this? It's not like I'm going to go to Hollywood, right? Why am I writing this? It's it is fulfilling. It really is fucking fulfilling. Why am I talking so much about God more often, right? And it's not like go be a zealot and right, but it's the idea like those ideas are really important ideas of being good to your neighbor, expecting your neighbor to be good to you, essentially spotting the bad guy, being communal, but now it's like my community is better than your community. My religious community will kill your religious community. And it's like who fucking made all these, And you can look back at history and be like, I know who all the bad actors are and why the world is on fire like it is. And the world is on fire. Uh, is he on the inside or on the outside of this thing? Oh my God, he's on the inside of this screen. All right. All right. I've got a bug. He's got two options. He can be grabbed and escorted out of the premises through the back window, or he can be crushed against the screen. Let's see which one is going to happen. Did I drop him? I think I dropped him. I did drop him. All right. Now he's in the house under my table. But that's what I get for not killing him. No, we're not killing anything. Good Lord. So let's recap, man. I got a call in somewhere in the middle of the stream from a homie of 30 years or so who's losing his fight. Let's just say that. And I love him and I miss him and it's in my head. And the early before this, we were trying to get you to talk about trying to get you to like delve into something, write music, become a singer songwriter, become a screenplay author, right? Write your great American novel, or if you're not American, British, Hungarian, Norwegian, Nordic novel, because you are not your khakis. Um, you are not Jack Spleen. Wow. We're all born alone, we all die alone. While they say that's true, do you really die alone? Don't you have family and friends with you? You should. The idea of dying alone is just bullshit. Sometimes it's romantic bullshit. You should be surrounded by people who love you. Just like when you're born, you're surrounded by people who love you. I know, I get it. I'm a wussy bitch and I get it. I know. But after this pod is over, you can go and ball out of control and let the world know that you don't give a fuck. And shed no tears. I'm grateful. I am. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity to talk to you. I am. But man, you know, we all have we all have lives, right? And in those lives, we all have other people who have lives, right? You should while while you walk through this life, you should try to make as many friends as possible. So sadly, when that day comes, people are compelled, not by you or outside people, but something inside them to go and see you off, right? And I like the idea that we look at this like some good thing will happen, right? Well, some good place where you'll go to versus it. I think it's just it makes me feel better to think that there's something, even if there isn't. You know, the people who tell me that there's not that you just did. Also tell me, also the people who tell me there's no such thing as love. Yeah, okay, all right, fine. I'm not asking to be some whimsical idiot, right? I'm not saying that. You know, some of the stuff that we hear in people's religions, where you just kind of go, okay. But I'm just saying some of it is nice. Like you let children believe in Santa Claus, right? Uh, as we all exit, believe what you want. But if someone believes that there's something else out there, who the fuck are you to make it your mission to piss on it? I mean, you can go, oh yeah, I don't believe that, but I mean, I get why people would, and God bless him if he believes in God, then that God bless him. But I'm gonna ride it out alone and go into the great beyond. And I'll do you the same favor. Like, oh yeah, that sounds lonely, but all right, I feel that, right? Versus everybody's an idiot because they didn't vote like I do, I believe like I believe, or because one of these days you will be alone and you will. Look, and here's another thing: repair those relationships. Some are unrepairable, and I get that. But the ones that you can repair, fucking repair. Oh man, we're gonna change the title of this one. I just got paid. Yeah, we're gonna change the title of this one to "And Other Sad Realizations and Other Stuff." Day 36. And other. Friday. I just got paid. How about we change it to Friday? Friends and fam. Yeah, let's change it to that. What in the world? All right, let's cut that off. Every now and then, I've got fat fingers. I hit. Look, not only do I have to learn how to play the guitar, I have to learn how to type. Um, and other stuff. Day 36. Friends and fam. Okay, we changed the title. Let's see it come up. It's gonna be awesome. Uh, remember, as we exit this one out, I got love for you, man. Person, I use man interchangeably. I feel you. I hope you feel where I'm coming from. Getting bad news on stream is sort of, well, it's worse news for him. It's sad news for me. Wow. Okay, no, let's polish this off. Um, huh. I've been wistfully, um, closing this stream for like 25 minutes. I'll be back later. I have to call some people. Uh, I'll definitely be back later because fucking people are not gonna make me fucking cry. Let's wipe this out. Let's wipe this out.
As I mentioned, this is not a steadfast routine.
Oh,
that
see,
you must
even he-
follow to a T. You can.
Even he has arts and crafts. All right. This will be the first time we didn't play the guitar, so we're going to play the guitar. Do I want to cut that light on? Is it getting dark in here? It is getting dark in here. We're going to cut this on. We're going to dim these lights, dim these shades, rather. We're not going to shut down just yet.
For the demon, we're playing the open beast, and for the demons, we're playing the open ace. The thumb has to move up and down by a string.
Yeah.
Once we've got the D major to the
I'm having trouble switching. I'm having trouble doing this. Hold it. Wait. See what? You hear it? Yep. So yeah. Yep. So yeah, I guess that's gonna go for guitar practice. What was that? 40 seconds? Oh my god, what a fucking day. It's still your Friday. Get it going. We got some witchcraft going up in here. I may actually do this thing today. This is like 2 years worth of stems. Are you serious? 2 years? Stop it. It's like 6 months worth of stems. What we're gonna do? We're gonna shred that in a coffee grinder, and then we're gonna mix it and make a potion because we're gonna D&D today up. That guy, he gave me so much good, cool shit that I still love. He's also a guitarist. Then he switched to playing the bass, but he's very musical. He turned me on to Terry Pratchett and the Discworld series. I still love that. Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if I never played Dungeons and Dragons with him. All right, come on, just calm down. All right, we're gonna crash out the stream. I want to thank you. Remember, like we say here on the stream, you are a consequential individual, whether God made you out of whether God made you out of clay himself or whether the universe conspired to have you walk around in this great grandness. You are a consequential individual. And I think you're made for more than just watching other people make content sitting on the couch, doing whatever. Right? Maybe you want to play, maybe you always wanted to play the piano, the guitar, the cello, the violin. Maybe you always wanted to write that story, climb that mountain. I like the first step is the hard step, right? The worst you've ever been at anything is the first day you tried it, right? And that's the truth. So you're gonna get better if you pick up the piano, the guitar, the drums. You're gonna get better. You'll suck today, you'll be better tomorrow. Tomorrow you suck, but you're better the next day. And before one day, you'll hit that teeter-totter point where you're like, oh wow, like, and then you're at equilibrium, and then before you know it, bam, talent. And you're racing, and that's the way the game goes, right? You're important to me. I don't know you personally, but you're important to me because I'm that guy. Um, you're important to me. There's a lot of people who roam around hating everything and everyone, and there's others of us who don't do wish well for everyone and and try and solve the problem. So the problems you have in your life, I think, are easily solved. I think they can all be solved definitely in 1,000 days, right? So if you were poor and broke and you went to college, in 1,000 days you'd be a community school graduate, and in an additional 1,000 days you'd be a college graduate, right? Um, I think we get used to just our station and floating in that little dinghy on this ocean of by ourselves, right? Little pole with a little like sail and a tiny little light. Every now and then you can make somebody else out. And I'm out here with my little dinghy trying to tie mine to yours so we can have like a giant little island of dinghies where you can walk across versus sit there by yourself, right? We'll wig up something where we can look. We have to do it ourselves because it looks like the world is changing swiftly and no one cares, right? Government don't know what to do about it. Climate change is coming. People, California is going to be out of water in like 5 years, not like 30 like I heard as a kid. 5 years. No one's telling you that because there'll be a giant exodus out of California. Uh, on fire and no water. Wow. Um, yeah, but people will come and try and take where you are, what and you have to change that idea about it. We all are in it to help each other, and this versus this idea now that we're all in it to graft everybody, get as much from anybody, and when the bottom fucking falls out, too bad for you because I've got stuff. They don't understand for the amount of people who have stuff, which is going to be about that big. The amount of people who don't have stuff and who are looking for you is going to be a giant mob. And then you're going to go, well, we have the cops. Yeah, the cops, they're part of this society. Unless you put them on military bases, their wives and kids and cousins will be hungry. And those cousins aren't all cops, right? So then you're going to have to, you're going to have to seriously shank, shank your country system. And we've seen it happen in other places. So just fix it now. And since nobody knows how to fix it, you have to fix it within the people. There will always be bad people, but you want to make sure there's always way more good people, right? Versus everybody's a bad person. Everybody can't be a bad person. You can't demonize everybody. You got to solve the problems, and people don't know how to solve the problems, but they want the power. Uh, so I don't know how to get rid of them. Yeah. So like I said, so I'm doing these podcasts to teach myself something, and I might as well talk to you guys. So maybe we will come up with a plan to save ourselves since no one else will. Uh, I'm listening. I'm open for you. You are only young once, and I was young once, and you shouldn't waste it. Elder people will always try and tamp down your fire. Uh, and as you get older, you must remember not to tamp down the fire of younger people, but you should definitely direct them to shit that is not good for all of you, not good for society, right? Um, I don't know what that is, man. You're made of consequential stuff. You can be, maybe you are, but you can be to a lot of other people just a consequential individual. Um, and that can be through your music, through your paintings, through your stories you tell, through your writing. Maybe you'll discover some theorem, right? Because you always liked science, but you didn't go to science school. But like uh, uh, Einstein in his clerk job doing theorems. So I mean, just don't give up. I think they want us to all give up. Just don't give up. I will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. and then after that at 6 p.m. I'm sorry, at 7 a.m. and then 6 p.m. at night, and then 7 a.m. the next day and 6 p.m. at night. And remember, Sundays count as service, so you're good for your church, your mosque, and your synagogue, as well as your holy temples of Great Spiritdom. And uh, what do the Chinese have? They don't really have religion, but they have that martial arts dojo kind of vibe. So all of this counts. And the money that you save, you get to either send to me, and I'm not monetized, so don't send it to me. Or you can buy like people that you love, like a coffee. As you, hey Bob, let's go for a walk, and then buy him a coffee. And then he doesn't know why you bought him a coffee. You go, and have a good conversation with your man Bob, or Bill, or Joan, or Jill, or Helen, or Henry, or Tim, or Tina, right? Make friends. I mean, allies are important in this world. I'm an ally of yours, even though you don't know me. I wish you well, even though you don't know me. And we've been streaming for 2 hours and 33 minutes. And I will see you tomorrow in a better head, I hope. Um, if you're lucky enough to have family, call them, especially the older ones. They have a lot of great stories if you really care to know about them. And let the people you know that you love them. No one's guaranteed tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.